Ladies and gentlemen, Six Fig Stock Trader here on YouTube, and I hope you're having one hell of a happy Friday. We are going to be talking about Nervous Networks, CKB, in today's video. Before we get started, check me out on Twitter at Real6Fig, and this is where I'm dropping all the latest and greatest links to live streams, links to CKB, yoke videos, cool NFT stuff. Big shout out to the Kami project on Nervos Network. Like, these things are just mesmerizing. It's amazing artwork, to say the least. If you're into 110,000% gains, we will be covering it all here. This is where I'm most active. So if you need to get a hold of me, hit me up. Now, back to the charts, folks. And you're probably wondering, oh boy, what does he have for us today? Well, we're going to get into it, and we are going to get into it pretty hardcore, and I've been just reiterating this. We got the inverse head and shoulders. We got the cup and handle that broke out. We've got all these sorts of things, but the one main technical thing that I am relying on right now is this trend line right here to the upside, because this has kept CKB solvent since November of 2020, and I say that in every video. Now, let's just go ahead, and I'm curious to see what an itch. Folks, I'm tongue-tied. So, what an inside pitchfork will do for us. And we can see that right now, CKB is trading very healthily inside this upper trend here. So this is great, and I hope that we will see CKB continue to trade within this trend to the upside. So here's what's going on. We had a very nice Elliott wave theory move to the upside, 0 to 1, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 5. And then we're kind of on the fence here. Is this an ABC correction? I think so. And we do have this symmetrical triangle, which looks a little bearish at first glance right now, simply because we can see that there was a series of spinning tops followed by bearish engulfing, to say the least. Now, I do think that a few things are going to happen here. And I do think that we are probably coming down to this 2-cent level at least. In my opinion, folks, remember that this is not financial or trading advice at all whatsoever. But we can see that the squeeze has pushed price action down really since December 8th-ish, 9th-ish, somewhere in there. Once we got this spinning top, it started trending downwards. So I do think that if we can hold the ground at 2 cents and remain inside this channel, that could possibly give us enough time to turn around. And if this 200 moving average fails us on the 12-hour chart, and if the lower side of this channel fails us on the 12-hour chart, we will then more than likely be heading down to the penny and a half region. And we will see a very nasty corrective wave to the downside, or a series of corrective waves down to the penny and a half level, presumably within an Elliott wave theory fashion. So that is why it is so important that we hold the line here. And if that does happen, so let's say that we come down here, hold this line, that would by default kind of give us some sort of inverse head and shoulders to possibly work with. You guys can kind of see this. This is kind of what I'm talking about. We would have a decent neckline. And hopefully this is what happens. So this is all pending Bitcoin, folks. I need you guys to understand this and stick around for the TA that I'm about to do on Bitcoin. I haven't checked it out since the other day. Looks like VGX blew the ascending triangle. Let's look at the total crypto market cap. Yep, rising wedge spilled the beans. Bear with me while I pull up Bitcoin. So Bitcoin. So Bitcoin's in a very similar position as CKB. We've been riding this long time trend line all the way to the top. And I'm really hoping that we will see Bitcoin pull a reversal off of this trend line, because once we violate this, man, I'm telling you guys, it's not going to be good. And we are going to see some nasty, nasty movements down to about $40,000. We've already seen the wick down. This is where it wants to go. People are buying the dip. Are we going to Fibonacci sliver or sliver by default up into this trend line? I don't know. Only time's going to tell. But I do know that even if we do get the bounce, there is going to be some concern if we bounce up to around the $53,000 level. Simply because that could possibly be a point where we start to see a head and shoulders form. And if we're seeing a multi-month head and shoulders form, boy, it's over. It really is over. And I was warning about this exact situation back in late September, early October. So this could be playing out exactly like that. But there's one other thing that I want to check out on the daily chart with Bitcoin and point out here is, right now we are testing the 200 moving average. So on the daily chart, for the most part, the 200 moving average, it really does offer some support on these climbs. We can see this. But in a retracement setting, man, it just abuses the 200 and flops all over the place, like we can see right here. So I think that we still need to wait a little bit longer. I just want to check this weekly chart. And we still have a full body candle to the downside, but the wick is pretty much stopping at the 50 moving average. This is what we need. The second we start to see this lower portion of the body protrude lower than the 50 moving average on the Bitcoin weekly chart, folks, it's going to get really quick. How'd you like that? Really quick. So this is the next couple of weeks are very important weeks. And they remind me of back in July when we had this spinning top here testing this 50 moving average. This is about where we're at right now if you're trying to compare current price action to recent price action, in my opinion. So it is what it is. We might need to wait a couple weeks. This thing could dump just in time for the holidays too. So think about it. So it is what it is. So that's really my update on CKB and Bitcoin. This is all hinging on Bitcoin. No matter what no matter how we shake it, we are definitely still in the game, still in this upward climb. We are just at the bottom portion of it. So we have some safety nets like the 200 and this trend line here, and then this channel line here. So I think that if CKB takes a tumble, it hopefully won't be a fast bleed, and it will be more of a controlled descent. So with that said, folks, big shout out to all the Patreons. Thank you all for supporting the channel. If you're interested in supporting the channel, it's $3 a month to get your name, YouTube channel name, or business name up on this banner. I wish you guys all well, and I hope that you have a wonderful weekend wherever you are at in the world.